Hi, Jill Viverka here again. Nice to have you back with me. Today is session 4. I don't know where time goes, but we're going to fill it up. Today we're covering some things that you may feel like you've had before, but we're adding elements to them. And I'm doing that because I want you to have choices. And the things that we've been giving you that are the foundations for your progress for your course. Choose the things that seem to fit you the best. And so I keep offering different aspects of certain activities, and that's why. So let me share my screen and we'll get ourselves started here. All right, self-education session 4. Welcome back. Excuse me. What we'll cover in this session, first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about some of your aspects of your homework from session 3. Then we're going to connect with prospects. Yeah, you've done that, but there's some new ways and different ways to do that yet. Your call to action elements and guarantees, that's a biggie. We'll talk about that today. No dabbling, we'll come back around to that. Developing your product or course frameworks. What's it going to look like? Now's the time to be thinking about that. And then story teach, call to action. Again, these are the golden nuggets for your success. So before we go to our next slide here, I just wanted to say for your session 3, I'm really glad to see that people are putting some of their homework into our Facebook group. That's good for all of us because we can comment on each other's work, get asked questions, and grow that way. I really appreciate seeing your things there. From session 3, what I'd really like to see there, even again or more, is the ACRE, A-C-R-E, authentic. I have notes right here, so I get them all right. Authenticity, confrontation, revelation, evolution. Remember that you can include those aspects in your story and in the information that you're sharing. You don't have to do all of them, but which ones seem to be the best for what you are going to share, and which ones are you going to need to work on the most? I'd like to see that in the Facebook group sometime before session 5. So please do that if you haven't done so already. So anyway, that's all I need to say about that at this point. I hope you are doing your homework or saving those, printing out and saving those sheets so that you have them, because they're good memory boosters for you as well. All right, so here's something that I found that was kind of interesting, and I call it another behind the scenes research project, because you have prospects, you're always wanting to know what they have questions about, what they're interested in. Go to Amazon.com books and look up book titles, book subjects that are aligned with your focus, with your product that you're going to share. And then look at if they have any comments or reviews of those books, look there and see what people are saying about them, because these may be right along the lines of what your customers, your prospects, want to know more about. And you can use these books in different ways later down the line, and we'll get to that. But take a look. It doesn't have to be the exact topic. It might be related to it, but take a look and see what's there. I think you'll be amazed. Look in the comments and reviews. That's what I was saying a minute ago. Your people's interests, their curiosity, and maybe areas of questions. These books might be really of interest to them. And again, you're a resource for your audience. Excuse me, smoky out here today. Pardon me. Anyway, it could be a good reference for you. All right. We've been spending a lot of time about aspects of your product, and we're going to call it your course now, because it is your course that you're going to be teaching and sharing. And remember that your course is the bridge. It's the bridge from the icky side of experience and going over, shortening the distance between that and the solution to their problems and where they want to be. And it's like an accordion. You're just shortening their travel time down. And that's very appealing and attractive to many people. So it's the vehicle that you're going to use. So you need to be thinking about, what is it going to look like? How are you going to do it? What's the best way to serve and share your expertise? What's the best way? Well, you've got some choices and you need to be thinking about them. Will it be a live event with maybe a small audience, maybe at somebody's home, maybe at a coffee shop? But what would it look like if it was a live event with just a few people present live? How about a live event with a larger audience? Maybe you get a huge response for your offer of training. Will it be in a conference room at a hotel? Where will it be? Maybe it'll be in a park where a lot of people can sit around and have space between them and be safe and healthy. Be thinking about that. What will be best for your topic? How about a video presentation filmed with or without an audience? So an audience would be a real audience that's with you and present, or one that's filmed later like I'm doing right now that you can see. Videos are huge. They're strong. It's as good as live. Sometimes even better because people can tune them in and hear it again and again. So that option is there. But that's very important to know. And if you're going to film it, will it be live or will it be without an audience? If it is a video, where are you going to put it? Will it follow Facebook rules? Can you post a link to it there? How about having it available on YouTube? How about having it available and shown on Zoom? How about putting a link to it on your website? Where are you going to put it? So that's important to know too. Videos are really a good muscle for you, but you need to use them wisely. And as you create and share your course, measure what works and then do less of what doesn't work. And that's even in the planning zone. You need to choose methods that are comfortable for you and that work best for your prospects and work best for your audience. And so you have, there's a lot to have in your head here. But if you find things as you're putting it together that maybe you set up one thing that you're going to do at the beginning, but then as you get further into your product and your course, you say, oh, I don't want that at the beginning. Get rid of it. Don't leave it there. Or if you've done your course for one first time and some part of it just seemed kind of rough to you, get rid of it, change it, make it better. Because there's no reason to keep it as is. Make it the best it can be. And it'll be changing over time for sure. And then the last thing is to be sure and include anything that lights your prospects up. Remember that. Keep them excited, keep them entertained, keep them interested, and remember what kinds of things you're getting out of your Facebook groups that go into that light up phase. That what are people excited about in your topic area? Keep those kinds of things in your course. This is really important. You can take a screenshot of this if you like. Or come back and watch it again. But these different frameworks for your course, for your shared information, you need to choose a framework, not only a style, whether it's live or video, but now a framework to put inside that. So a course, there's an instructor with specialized knowledge, allowing you to apply that knowledge on your own, a do-it-yourself style. It's taught in segments with activities and homework between sessions. It can be virtual, live. It can be virtual recorded. You could even put it in print and promote it that way. Not as good, but it's possible. And there's no limit to the number of sessions. You could have 3, you could have 5, you could have 10, you could have 12. There's no limit to the amount of sessions that you want to break your topic down into. And if you're noticing, I've been doing a course. I've done my pre-work to find you and have you find me for this course, and now you're in the course, and this is what I'm doing is exactly what you will be doing for sure. A workshop is different. A workshop is live, either virtual or in person, and it's training that's led by a facilitator who has a skill, hobby, passion, or expertise, just like the instructor in a course. It's much like a course, except it's a one-day event with timed segments. So maybe you'll do an hour and a half on this one thing and take a 5-minute break, and maybe an hour and a half on another thing and take a 5-minute break. You'll have a lunch break, and it'll go through a day, maybe a day and a half, but not much more than that. And again, they're quick, they're focused, and but they go fast. A mastermind is different. You're the organizer and the facilitator of a group of people who are experts like you are. Okay, they are at your level already, and they get together live and they share ideas and support. Think of a round table. You're sitting at a round table with people who are equally skilled at whatever the topic is as you are, and you share expertise. You can ask questions, get support, get feedback. It usually lasts a few days, like maybe a weekend, but they are live. It's a personal event. And those are coming back into vogue now as we get past some of our virus concerns. But you need to be considering the framework for your course right now as you're putting your training together, because it's going to impact what you do, where, and how you organize your information. So be aware of that. Do that. Have that in your head now. Mission statements. These are different from solution statements. Solution statements are mainly for your prospects to help them know what you're solving for them. A mission statement is different. These are statements that focus on outcomes of your clients who join with you and who participate in your course. These statements are mostly for you to keep you on the path. So I've put a couple here. You wouldn't want to use these words, but this is the idea behind them: a positive and a negative. So how will my client's life be benefited by participating in my course? Like, what problems are solved? That's for you. You need to keep that in mind. Or how will my client's life not be benefited by missing my course? If they miss your course, what's going to happen negatively to them? What struggles and pains remain? You want to word those to be with your course topic, but those are for you. You could use them once in a while or in a specific situation with your prospect, but be careful using them. They're really for you. You've got solution statements to use with your prospects. And these kinds of questions need to be kept at the forefront of your connections with your people and interactions with your prospective clients. These are in the back of your mind all the time so that you keep your connections well. It's great for your planning. All right, so I'm talking about courses now, and you're thinking, my gosh, I've got to be in front of people. I have to do videos. I have to talk to people. I don't want to do that. I don't like that idea. This is the part that really bugs me the most. So think about this. Focus on the people who need you, and you will never feel uncomfortable again about sharing your expertise. Have that person that you've got a name for them. They've got a name. It could be Bob, it could be Susie, but these people need you, and they're there waiting for you to share your expertise. So try and erase that discomfort, go past it. It'll get easier for you as time goes on because you'll be doing more and more of this, but try and relieve yourself of that. You're going to be kind of a shining light for your prospects and clients. So keep it bright. Or you might want to think of it this way: that you are informing and teaching your younger self, maybe 5 years ago, 20 years ago. What did you need to know at that time for your future success? How did you get from where you were then to now? That's what you're sharing. So what details did you want to know more about back then? Or did you even know what you needed to know? You probably didn't. Or what would have changed if you'd had knowledge and the correct steps to take? Someone says, hey, John, you need to know these things. Listen to me right now. You don't know me, but I'm your older self. This is what you need to know. I wish I'd known it then. What could you have achieved moving ahead faster than you did? So maybe it took you 20 years to get where you are now. What would have been different for you if you'd known all this at the beginning? Where would you actually be now, beyond where you are? What costly mistakes could have been avoided? Cost in time, cost in money, by knowing some specific steps to move you in the direction you'd want to go. And where would you be now as a result? That talking to that 20-year-old person or the 20-year-ago self, where would you be now if you'd had the information that you're sharing right now? Where would you actually have been? Would you be further along than you are now? Possibly, yes. So if you're feeling uncomfortable about videoing, about talking in front of people, sharing your information, try and get past that. Be focused on this, that these people need you. And maybe you're talking to your younger self and have that younger self sitting in a chair over there, and they don't know who you are, but you know who they are, and help them that way. All right, so we are going to, we've done this before, haven't we? We're going to add some elements to this. But the bridge and this are our foundation, our baseboards for what we're doing for your project. So your course. Reviewing again your story, you're sharing elements that match elements of your course. showing your authenticity and that you are like your prospect, who may be like your younger self. And it is the entry to more lasting interaction with your prospecting client. That story that makes you real. And those elements that you share match what their needs are. We're going to keep coming back to this because it's foundational and to your course instruction and delivery. But again, there it is. Teach. If you're teaching prospects, it introduces them to your experience, gives hints, this is your story, gives hints of benefits through aspects of your story, verbalizes where your prospects want to go. You overcome and voice objections before they can verbalize them. For an example, you could say, I'll bet you're thinking, how am I going to do this right now? That's powerful. And when you know the things to fill in the blank and mention those once in a while, those people are going to stick with you. They know that you're in their mind and you know what they need. For clients that have already signed up with you, you share your authority and expertise. You're showing and explaining the benefits of your course, using proof from your story, and you take them where they want to go. They're already ready to be with you. They've signed up, they're with you, they're in your course. So again, though, teach, share your authority and expertise based on real life. That helps a lot. The call to action, CTA, is useful in prospecting your clients through the course. It should be relevant. It should have a feeling of urgency. So if you're doing a course and you ask them to make a phone call to something, which you wouldn't do, but let's just say it's not relevant to what you're doing right there. So it's not going to seem real or something that they should do. It should have a feeling of urgency, the timing, the amount, the availability. You know, it's not always going to be there. It should be quick and easy to do, make sense according to their needs. Push a button, keep it easy. Prospects, toward the end of your prospecting, you know, the last message, maybe you should have like a little Facebook group of your friends who are your prospects who have stepped with you. Toward the end of your messaging to them, it's helpful maybe to give them a survey of ask a questionnaire of what they feel and need so that you know what action you want them to take to join your course. Because they probably know that you're offering them something. Don't say things like this, but on this line, I can't change your life if you don't get into my course. Don't say that. But you can say it in softer ways, like if you want to make changes in your life, you really need to hear this. You need to be with me for a while. Let me show you some things. Keep it soft, but you really want to kind of push them gently toward taking action and signing up with you. For clients, tell them exactly, these are people who are already signed up or ready to sign up. They're waiting outside the door. Tell them exactly what they need to do now to get into your course and get started. Click here to join, and they will. Rinse and repeat. You might say it a few times, a few different ways in your messaging to getting them to sign up. There may be a deadline, and you can put a few messages out before the deadline. But again, be real focused. They're ready to go. Your prospects, not quite so ready, but these are prospects now that have crossed that bridge. They're right there. They want to go with you. All right. I have a secret tool that I'm going to share with you. And I don't want you to tell anybody who's not in this course. I'm kidding, of course, but this was fun. And I wanted to share this with you because it can save you time. It'll save you tons of time. And it's also pretty powerful. So I'm going to ask you about how much time you can spend trying to decipher the questions your prospect or client might have about your topic, the topic of your course. What kinds of questions do they have? We've been talking about this a lot, and maybe you haven't done much about it yet, but this is a way that you can really get into it. What might those key questions be that you should focus your prospecting or course planning on? Well, look up answerthepublic.com on Google. Answerthepublic.com. Now, this is crazy. Remember when we were talking about if you were going to be a reporter, and maybe you were just passionate about opera, but you weren't an opera singer yourself, but you did a lot of research and you could present a course on opera that people would find valuable. And in your research, you talked to experts and looked up all kinds of things. Well, what if you could go to someplace like answerthepublic.com and ask a question about opera and get tons of questions? Isn't this amazing? So this topic was singing opera. That's what I typed in. And all of these, there's questions about where, which operas, when, what operas, how they do it. Is singing opera bad? Is singing something, I can't read them all because they're off the course, off the chart here. Why is opera singing different? I mean, look at all these questions, and there's more. You can also do comparisons. You can do all kinds of related topics. Research. When I saw this a while back, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to just research something just for fun. So I looked up English horseback riding because I used to do a little of that. And it was just like this, tons of questions. So you can go through these and think, okay, my prospect is probably going to be right about here, or my client is probably going to want to know more about this in my course. And I've got some of this in my course. Copy these questions down, copy them down and use them because this is like a gold mine for you for sure. And then there's different ways to use these questions. So they identify things that match where your prospects might be in their thinking, and post one. Here's an idea. So you've got this huge list of questions. Post one occasionally on social media, in your groups, on your Facebook page, wherever you are in social media. Post a question out there and see what responses you get. And again, keep a list of the questions that gain the most responses, because those are the strongest questions. Those are the ones that are probably the most popular. You want to hang on to those. Post them on your own Facebook page. See what you can do with these. I mean, it's a gold mine. Use some of these questions and pose them to your clients in your course. Now, clients, these are people who are taking your course and are in it. You can use these questions as stepping stones as well to your information. And so use them any way you can. But what a resource! What a fountain of questions that you can get. So you don't want to stop right now and look something up like baking muffins or something and see what questions there are about that. It's pretty remarkable. So anyway, answerthepublic.com. Be sure and practice. Take a look at that. Have some fun with it today. So we just added some muscle to knowing your prospects' questions or using answers to those questions in your course planning and communicating with your prospects, clients. It'll work both ways. We've also talked about the formatting and structure of your course, which is extremely important. I want you to be thinking about that. If you haven't already, now is the time to be thinking how you're going to organize your information and what's the best method to present it. But now I want to focus on your call to action. And that call to action is crucial. It's more crucial than you think, because you've done all this work connecting, and it's kind of the pivot point. So you want to make it good. And there's 6 elements attached to your call to action that you need to be aware of and choose to use. So you don't use all of them, but you should use some of them, and we're going to go over those. So number 1, element 1, whether your prospect or client, whether they are either a prospect or a client, they're going to want to know how they'll feel performing your call to action. How are they going to feel when they touch that button? How are they going to feel when they share their email address or whatever you have them do? They want to know that they will have a sense of a positive result. So help them feel that way. Don't let them think that they're going into an abyss or going into an unknown canyon or where they may never come out. Make sure that they feel comfortable with the process. What you say about it, what you have them do prior to actually doing it is really important. Number 2, what's your promise? I'll tell you, a money back guarantee works really well, and you can afford that. You rarely have to do it, actually. You might do something like, okay, when you share your email, when you sign up with us, you find out it's not for you, this is not what you thought you wanted, you have 10 days, or you have 2 sessions, or you have whatever time you want to set on it, and I'll refund you your money totally to you. There's no risk. There's no risk. That's what element 2 is talking about. And you don't do that. I don't think I've only maybe done it once. And that was not because the person wasn't happy. It was because the person had to move and they just couldn't do it right then. They maybe do it later, and I refunded their money. But that is huge risk reliever. Element 3, offer a bonus or 2. So when you sign up today for a limited time, we're going to have these things here for you for free. When you sign up, you get this. And it might be bonus trainings. It might be one-on-one coaching. It might be materials, maybe some of those Amazon books that you found. Give them an Amazon book. It's a gift from you to them on a topic that goes really with your focus of your course. But that would be huge. But anyway, offer a bonus. That is also really helpful in getting them to sign up and making them feel happy and excited about doing it. Element 4, create a sense of urgency that the offer has an endpoint. Okay, and you've probably experienced that in other things. This offer is only good till Friday at midnight. Emotional buyers will be quick to act. You've already reached their hearts. You've already touched them. They will do it because they feel good about it and they're excited and they're happy to be with you. Logical buyers who are slower to act and are methodical and researchers, you may be one of those. Urgency will help move them along a little more quickly, along with your bonuses and guarantees, because they're going to be the ones that have the most questions and feel not so much hesitant, but just want to be reassured that everything is right. And so, be aware of that. That urgency will help them especially. And then element 5, addressing concerns and objections before they can voice them also helps. And again, those logical buyers, they want to hear that you're going to meet their needs. You're going to answer some of those questions and objections. And again, that answerthepublic.com can maybe help you find some key questions that they would have that you can use right at the point where you want them to join you. But again, that's a good time to be doing some of those. I bet you're feeling like this, Glenn, that kind of thing. Element 6, tell them what to do, the action that you want them to take repeatedly through the last maybe third of your message to your prospects, number 1. So maybe toward the end of your messaging them before you want to start your course and you think it's about time that they sign up with you. Tell them what you want them to do. Start saying, I'm going to be asking you to do this so that you can join me to do this, and kind of prep them for that sign up. Say the call to action again and again right at the end, both for people who are already on board with you and people who are almost there that should be on board with you, but they're hesitating. Anyway, give hints to what's going to come to them, what they're going to be getting and able to attend and have access to early on before you have them sign up. All right, now we're up to dabbling. And I just really had to add this because especially the logical buyers, they're the ones that might be the dabblers. Not sure about that, but it could be. Definition: taking part in an activity or having a focus in a casual or superficial way, arm's length, okay? We don't want that here. We want to be right with us. An example, he dabbled at piano playing as a young man, meaning that he didn't become a professional, he never did anything with it, he just dabbled at it, touched on it as a young man. A strong call to action eliminates the time or the thought of dabbling. Don't let prospects or clients dabble. Leave no room or time for that. If your CTA is not strong or clear and in front of them right there, they may lay back and do nothing. They'll go off path. They'll dabble. They'll just kind of, oh, this is kind of interesting. I'm going to look over here at this. Don't let them have time to do that. Again, urgency, limited time, bonuses, guarantees, push them in. They want to be there, but you don't let them just drift. Don't be kind and say, well, I'll give you till tomorrow. Don't do that because they won't be there tomorrow. They'll be sleeping. Your course is the only one that they need, and you know it. Help them know it because you're there for them. Remember that you are there for these people. They want you. They want your information. They need your help. All right, lots of talk here, but I want to get myself off of here. Just give you a quick recap because a lot of this is attached to your homework assignments to be done before session 5, and so you'll be able to see this as a replay. Do it, but do these things. Take action. We covered skills in making the connections that work. We've talked about reading minds. But now we can read social media conversations. We can ask related questions on social media postings because of that, answerthepublic.com. You can see what responses you get. You can look at related books on amazon.com. So you make those connections, find the strands that help you really move your people toward you. Gather likely questions of your prospects and clients. Remember to take notes, keep lists of the ones that work for you when you do them. Be ready to address them before they ask them in your messages that you create. I love that. Answerthepublic.com. You're going to be so authoritative and expert in your area because you know what they want, and that's fun. Ongoing creation of your course. Focus on the story, teach, call to action with specific muscles in the call to actions when you use them. Mission statements. I may be asking you to write a couple, and frameworks. Be thinking about what your course is going to look like. How are you going to present your information? That's huge. And think about your audience. Your audience may be suited better for one thing than another. So add that in there as well. And the value of guarantees in your call to action. Guarantees are among the 6 CTA elements. We just covered them. They're going to get your people to take actions that you want them to take and that they need to take. But those guarantees can be bonuses. They can be, like free trainings, free this. And here's something else. Let's say you have taught before, online or offline, whatever, that you had specific things that people paid you for. They paid you for a book. They paid you for an article. They paid you for something. If you can offer that this time for free, don't have them pay for it. Make it a bonus. You've already got it created. Make it one of the bonuses they get. Be easy on you and be exciting for them. So think about that too. If something that you've had that you had people pay for, add it for free here. Use it. It'll be a benefit to you again. So here we are at the end of another busy session. Please share your homework samples. And there, I have written it up on your assignment sheet so that you know what things I'd like you to try and post. Let's see what you're creating. Let us ask some questions and give you A+ and gold stars. You have the links to access the replay of this session. It's coming up. I'll get it uploaded in session 4 on the mastermind.com site so you can see the replay and see your homework assignments. Do them before session 5, by the way. Our secret code is here, 854339. It's the code that you will use anytime it's asked for, enter in our Zoom meetings. And do watch this session at least once before session 5. And watch for the Wednesday pump up message this week. I've got a good one coming for you. So check our Facebook group on Wednesday this week and be sure and check it out. All right, I left you a lot. Framework, woo, terrible. Anyway, have fun and I'll see you next time. Thanks.